Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. We'd like to set the tone for the day by starting with a short meditation led by Dr. Bharat Jayaraman. Dr. Jayaraman has been on the faculty at the University of Buffalo since 1989. He serves as a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and previously served as department chair for 8 years. He has studied and practiced various meditation techniques over the past 40 years and regularly teaches the Amrita meditation technique here at UB through the university's Employee Assistance Program. Dr. Jayaraman will now lead us through the steps of a simple meditation called the Ma-Om technique to help us relax and center.
A very good morning to each and every one of you. Let us spend a few moments in silence and meditation. I will lead you through the steps of a technique that was presented by a great humanitarian and spiritual leader. Her name is Amma. Amma is no stranger to SUNY or to the University at Buffalo. She was honored with the SUNY Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters on this campus in 2010. So please, if you will, close your eyes and keep your spine as straight as possible. Keeping your eyes closed, gradually become aware of your breathing. Inhale slowly and consciously, and feel the cool air as it enters your nostrils. And exhale slowly and consciously, and feel the warm air as it leaves your nostrils. Awareness of our breathing helps us become more mindful and attentive. Inhale, feel the cool air, and exhale, feeling the warm air. And continue to breathe like this for just a few more moments. And next, as you inhale, silently infuse the vibration of the sound Ma. And as you exhale, silently infuse the vibration of the sound So inhale, feeling the cool air and the vibration of Ma. And exhale, feeling the warm air and the vibration of Ma stands for love, and Om stands for light. So continue to breathe in this manner, slowly and consciously. and feel the vibrations of love and light. Inhale with Ma and exhale with Om, silently, just to yourself. Gradually Ma and Om fade away, taking you to a place of profound stillness and profound peace. Just dwell in that stillness and peace. And finally, let us imagine, let us visualize a shower of white flowers descending upon the earth. Imagine that all of nature, the rivers, the lakes, the oceans, the trees, the forests, the mountains, everyone in every country, all beings on this planet are showered by white flowers. The white flowers represent peace and joy. And feel from the depth of your heart that everyone and everything in creation is at peace and joy. Gradually you may open your eyes and come out of the meditation. Thank you very much, and I wish each one of you a very enjoyable, productive conference, and I'd like to add my welcome to each one of you to the UB campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jayaraman, for such a lovely meditation. Next, I'd like to invite to the stage Dr. Dennis Black, UB's Vice President of University Life and Services.
Maintaining awareness of our thoughts, our feelings, our bodies, our environment, paying attention to thoughts and feelings without judgment, being in the present. We thank Dr. Jayaraman for that opening meditation, which helped us gather as a university system. Now together, let's be mindful, maintaining awareness, paying attention without judgment, and being here, being in the present. We all live very busy lives, perhaps too busy, 24/7 schedules, smartphones, tablets, Bluetooth or little white cords hanging from ears, family, friends, community engagements and involvements. Imagine what your colleagues or supervisors would say if they came across you in your office, at your desk, or at your work site. You seemingly were doing little or nothing. When asked what you're doing, you'd say, "I'm thinking. I'm reflecting." Today as a campus and as a system, we're calling that time out, a pause from all that activity, all of that busyness, to think and to reflect. So let's take advantage of that rare opportunity to think about awareness, to think about attention and the present as we think about our faculty and our staff and our students and our community. Perhaps think differently about what we do and how we do it, and perhaps be mindful in terms of the opportunities for further education and further research. Think hard, reflect well, and we'll all be better for it. We thank our conference planners today, including from UB, Lisa Napora, Stephanie Phillips, Katie Darling, Danielle Pelfrey-Durier, Ophelia Morey, and Patty Nisbet, and from SUNY New Paltz, Terry Murray, and Peter Kaufman. As this is a SUNY-wide event, the full planning committee came from across the system, and so did the grant writing team, which included staff and faculty from SUNY Purchase, Albany, and Buffalo State as well. Please join me in thanking all of them. I think we need a second special thank you, though, to Lisa Napora for her dedication and timeless effort put into making this project a reality. It simply wouldn't have happened, or wouldn't have happened to this degree and this success without her leadership. So please join me in thanking her again. And finally, we welcome SUNY trustee Joseph Belluck, and thank SUNY for awarding the Conversations and Discipline Grant, which have been so supportive. Marcus Aurelius was one of the emperors of the Roman Empire nearly 1900 years ago. And he was known as the last of the 5 good emperors. I don't know the difference sometimes between the good and the bad ones. But he was also known as Marcus the Wise. He wrote meditations in Greek on his military campaigns while facing a variety of invasions and internal conflicts. In that challenging environment, in a tent on a battlefield, surrounded by challenges, he was not only wise, but he was mindful, noting perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. Today we thank all of you for taking the time to think and to reflect. We thank all of you who have taken the time to plan and present and share. And we thank all of those who have taken that time out, that pause, to join us today at this conference. So together let's commit ourselves to a future of doing what we do and doing it well, without frenzy, without apathy, and without pretense. Welcome to our campus, the University of Buffalo, and this historic opportunity. Good morning and welcome.
Wow. It's such an honor and a pleasure to welcome you here today to the first SUNY-funded scholarly conference to foster research and education on mindfulness across the disciplines. From a large proposal pool across SUNY's 64 campuses, this Mindfulness and Health Conference was selected as one of only 9 proposals awarded funding by SUNY's Conversations in the Disciplines program. Thank you, SUNY. The timeliness of this conversation is reflected in our numbers. This event is sold out with a total of 400 registrants and people emailing in every day hoping they can get in as well. As a group, we represent a diverse range of educational, clinical, therapeutic, and medical professions and settings, including 45 institutions of higher education, of which 30 are SUNYs, spanning the state all the way to Farmingdale and Suffolk. 12 schools, an outpouring of medical and helping professionals, from 7 hospitals, scores of clinics, medical groups, community organizations, and businesses such as HSBC and the Better Business Bureau, and countless practitioners, as well as the public at large. This group also includes presenters and attendees from 4 other states: Virginia, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maryland. The excitement and joy to come together today is so palpable. The World Health Organization defines health as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of illness. As affirmed in the Power of SUNY strategic goal to create a healthier New York, a public health initiative should include a paradigm shift in focus from illness to prevention and wellness. Decades of research and practice have demonstrated the far-reaching benefits of mindfulness-based approaches on health and well-being. A greater focus on prevention and wellness needs to be integrated into our institutions of learning, our work, our organizations, and the community. Such a shift requires the collective research, activism, and organization of individuals and groups, such as all of you here today, across institutions, disciplines, cultures, and ethnicities. Our institutions of higher education are well positioned to provide translatable research and leadership in mindfulness-based interventions and approaches in healthcare settings, the classroom, and work environments. Moving SUNY towards interinstitutional collaboration and community partnerships on mindfulness research and education will contribute to the health of SUNY constituents and indeed a healthier New York, foster cutting-edge research, and help to implement innovative 21st century pedagogy. We hope the space created here today will serve as a forum for learning about the latest mindfulness-based approaches to health and well-being, provide a space for discussing future research possibilities across the disciplines, and foster new research collaborations and scholarly exchange across the state and beyond. Ultimately, we hope to foster systems-level awareness. SUNY, one of the largest state university systems in the country, is acknowledging and supporting our collective work for the first time. Your presence here today really matters. Our numbers raise awareness of the breadth and depth of mindfulness research and practices that are currently underway throughout the SUNY system and across New York State. Our numbers and the rigor of our collective work have the power to influence perception and foster systems change. And changes in one system influence changes in other systems. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. It is an honor to introduce the next speaker, a man I admire and deeply respect, a man who has been a true advocate in support of these goals. SUNY trustee Joseph Belluck graduated from UB Law School in 1994 and has been a member of the SUNY Board of Trustees since 2010. A partner in the Manhattan law firm of Belluck & Fox, Mr. Belluck has substantial experience in the firm's asbestos and mesothelioma cases. Over the course of his career, he has rendered substantial public service, acting as counsel to the New York State Attorney General, representing the state of New York in its litigation against the tobacco industry, serving as a judicial law clerk for Justice Lloyd Doggett of the Texas Supreme Court, and directing attorney services for Trial Lawyers Care, an organization dedicated to providing free legal assistance to victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Trustee Belluck has supported today's conference since its inception, promoting it to leaders across the state. I'd like to add to this picture of dedication by sharing with you my experience of his generosity of spirit. As conference registration exploded and our budget limits were exceeded, Trustee Belluck immediately came to the rescue as a silent, now public, benefactor. In truth, without his support, this conference would not have been possible. His genuine dedication and selfless service is truly inspiring. And with that, I will turn the floor over to Trustee Belluck to share his thoughts on the significance of the conference convened here today.
Hey everyone, it is an honor to be here today, and very proud to be the UB alumnus of the law school and to return to the campus for another occasion. I wanted to just say a few things. I don't want to take a lot of your time because there are a lot of speakers here today that have a lot to offer you. My own personal involvement, some of you I think have heard me talk about this before, started when I was a student at Binghamton, SUNY Binghamton, and was looking around for classes that wouldn't require a lot of attendance and would still allow me to get a good grade. And at that time, the course that everybody directed you to was called Wellness, and we used a book called the Wellness Workbook, and it really was a mindfulness course. It was taught by Professor Donna Napora, who's now a state assemblywoman from the Binghamton area. And that sort of started me in the direction that I've arrived at today. Many years ago, I got a call, I think it was from Terry Murray at New Paltz, about a small gathering they were having on a Saturday of people in the SUNY system who were interested in mindfulness. And I attended the conference. There were not that many of us there. It may have been 30 or 40 people. And I think I attended that event 3 times. And one of the things that came out of the conversation, and I think it was actually one of the conversations that Dr. Barbasette was present for, was what do we do as a SUNY system? How do we move this small group of 10 or so people or 15 people on campuses who are talking about this and try to connect with the larger SUNY system? And it fit in exactly with what the trustees are trying to do in every area in the SUNY system, which is to take our 64 campuses and turn them into sort of one entity, at least for the purposes of people who, for example, are doing research on one campus can connect with people who are doing research on another campus. They can share resources and equipment and grants. And it became, I think, clear to me and the people who were at these gatherings in New Paltz that one of the problems we were having was simply identifying people who were interested in this topic and using it in their classrooms or in their student life activities on campuses around the SUNY system, but were not able to find each other. I think we've solved that problem today. And that's really what the goal of this was, is to bring you all together into a system-wide connected entity in some way where you can share what you're doing in your classrooms, what's happening on your campuses, what's going on in your lives with people who, on other campuses of the SUNY system, who are interested in the same thing. And hopefully by doing that, not only connect you together, but connect you with the larger community around the country on campuses who are interested in mindfulness and education. I want to give my admiration to Dr. Napora. She has worked tirelessly at this event. She has not hesitated to call me about anything that needed to be done, including the parking last week, which shows a level of dedication to making sure that your experience today was as good as it could be. And I also really want to thank Dr. Black and the SUNY UB administration for supporting the conference and providing so much support to the organizers. I am a proud alumni of this campus, and it thrills me that UB is the one that's hosting this, and UB is at the forefront of so many of the scientific and research programs in the SUNY system, and I think it's very fitting that they're now in the forefront of this. So I just want to conclude by welcoming you all here, let you know that the SUNY system, the Chancellor, Nancy Zimfer, the Board of Trustees, of which I'm a member, support what you're doing and want to continue to support conferences like this and mindfulness activities, and wish you the best of days at the conference. Thank you.